away one at a time on these positions. Brad Keselowski trying to take away the position from Eric Almirola.
But I'm going to go with him, or try to at least. Gets to the inside of Almirola, down on the bottom of turn 4.
And wouldn't this not be a great race for the lead if we didn't have Kevin Harvick 4 seconds out in front of this battle?
But how about the top 5 right now holds all 4, or excuse me, the top 4 right now holds all 3 of our point leaders in all 3 series. Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Todd Bodine.
I don't think that's a coincidence. Do you, Rick?
I don't think so at all.
And they're just about to be 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, and
if
3.
Todd could finish the deal here on Eric Almirola.
And he's going to finish it. It's just a matter of time. Runs hard down into turn 3. Eric fights back up on the outside.
They continue to battle for the 3rd spot. That's Todd Bodine on the inside, Eric Almirola on the outside. Again with the momentum, Almirola was able to get back in front of the 30, and now Timothy Peters is saying, all right, one of you guys make a move, and I'm going to follow you.
Good choice by Timothy not to make it 3 wide. Looked like he thought about it for a moment.
And while he did check up a bit, here comes the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Todd's using a lot of patience here, using the bottom of the racetrack, but not trying to force Almirola up out of the way so far. Just riding on the inside, trying to complete the pass.
Todd Bodine keeps working on that 51 of Eric Almirola, trying to get by. Harvick has a 5-second lead over Brad Keselowski, running 2nd. Then it's another 1.5 seconds back to Almirola in 3rd, and Todd Bodine running side by side with him. He might get him this time. Todd Bodine has the advantage. He takes 3rd away from Almirola. Now we have the top 3 point leaders running 1, 2, 3 in this race.
Cup, Nationwide, and Truck point leaders 1, 2, 3.
We need a caution to enjoy this moment.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. Kevin Harvick out in front by over 5 seconds. Brad Keselowski runs 2nd, Todd Bodine 3rd, Almirola and Peters are in your top 5.
Next week, the Camping World Truck Series visits the O'Reilly Raceway Park in Indianapolis. Last year, Ron Hornaday made history at ORP by winning 4 races in a row. Will Hornaday be able to get a new streak going in 2010? Tune in to find out. Chris Devoto hosts the setup starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by flag-to-flag coverage, only on Speed.
Ron Hornaday will have to get something going because it's not happening here at Gateway. It's the AAA Insurance 200 Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, everything getting kicked off with Chris Devoto and the Camping World Truck Series setup presented by Polaris. Short track racing is where this series began, and that's where we're headed back to next Friday. The CampingWorld.com 200 continues next on Speed. Sweltering heat here in the Midwest. Gateway International Raceway, the site of race number 11 for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Not only is the ambient temperature hot, but how about the track? Over 125 degrees is what the asphalt temperature is. When we started, 90 degrees. The temperature, the air temperature, 98 now. The track temperature has grown to 125. And guys, we always say that it's at least 30 degrees hotter inside of a truck. It's got to be upwards of 130 to 135 degrees inside of these trucks.
I'd say probably 120 or 25.
Really?
You know, they have a lot of air in these trucks with the big cabs like there. And also, most of the drivers will have a cool box which will circulate cool air through their helmets. So it's not unbearable, obviously, or these guys would be falling out of the seats. We heard Kevin Harvick tell us that it is in fact hot in there, but he sounded just as crisp as he could be. Of course, with a truck that good, he should be pretty good shape.
And the teams do just such a great job of insulating these trucks to keep the drivers from getting any fumes from the engine, and also obviously the heat. So it's tough for these guys out there racing, but also what about the guys in the Nationwide Series race that's coming up? They're going to sit around in this heat all day long and think about how hot it is. At least Harvick and Keselowski are focused on driving their trucks right now. If you let the heat get in your brain, it can affect you.
And remember, those two drivers will race later on this evening in that very race. So we're putting in quite a few laps here at the racetrack.
250 more laps tonight. And it's going to be nighttime, but it's still going to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be a warm one. Guys running both races. Not only the top 2 in this one, but Johnny Sauter and Steve Wallace. Johnny Chapman and Dennis Setzer will also do double duty.
Johnny Sauter right now holds down the 10th position. Stephen Wallace is back in 15th. There's Johnny right there on the inside of Brian Eichler.
He's been trying his best to get that spot for the last 10 or 15 laps. He can get all the way to Eichler, but it looks like down on the bottom of the track, he's just really loose.
Adam Alexander, it looks like Kevin Harvick has done it again. He's put a 6-second lead between himself and second. It seems like he might be running, I don't know, on cruise control up there.
He's been quiet on the radio, so Harvick certainly feels good about where he is. But Eichler, as you guys just pointed out, has his hands full with Johnny Sauter. But the fact that he's inside the top 10, a welcome sight for Brian Eichler, who had that tire issue early in the race, had to pit under green at lap 20. He was able to get the free pass, came down for service at lap 74, restarted outside the top 20, and he has rallied tonight. They have no doubt made a good day out of some adverse situations, Ray.
For Brad Keselowski, his truck is still tight through the center. They're going to try to make one more adjustment if we get another pit stop. Brad said that he would like to definitely raise the track bar and try to loosen the rear end up just a little bit for the number 29. Now their plan is for Brad to run at Bristol, and they're hoping to get a brand new truck completed in order for him to take at Bristol. He believes they'll really be a threat for the win there, but the problem is Brad's team also has to help Parker Kligerman anytime that he's running in the Nationwide Series, so they know they've got a big heavy workload. They're hoping to get that brand new truck ready for Brad at Bristol.
So Todd Bodine still 2 truck lengths behind Brad Keselowski for the second position. Keselowski a little loose there as he entered the turn. And there you see the distance between Kevin Harvick and second.
I think he likes his truck.
7 seconds is the difference between Harvick and Brad Keselowski. Timothy Peters, Matt Crafton are in your top 5. Although it's hot at the racetrack, Kevin Harvick is dealing very well with the heat as he dominates this field. Thursday on Speed, strap in and hang on for the premiere of the hot new series, Battle of the Supercars. Racing champs Paul Tracy and Tanner Faust will duel in the fastest, most exotic machines on the planet to see which car comes out on top. Battle of the Supercars presented by Michelin. That premieres this Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Adam?
Could be a problem with Justin Lofton. He just reported lots of smoke inside the truck, and the last time he came down the front straightaway, you could see a great deal of smoke, and if you watch him on track, you can tell there may be a problem. He said the gauges look good, they're concerned about the brakes, and now we have a caution. We'll see what they do to it when they come to pit road.
He's got more problems than just brakes. Wouldn't you agree, Gabe?
Yeah, I think so. Good opportune time for all these trucks to make their potentially final pit stop here. We were within about 10 to 15 laps from most of the lead lap trucks to be able to make their green flag pit stops, but now they're going to be able to do it under caution.
And Harvick had lapped all the way up to the 19th spot on the track, Phil. Stacy Compton, the 20th running truck, is our first truck to lap down, and will receive more than likely the guy that will get the Aaron's Lucky Dog as a result of this caution. Check with NASCAR and confirm that.
Fluid on the racetrack is the reason for the 5th caution of the race.
There's our man, Stacy Compton, getting the Aaron's Lucky Dog. He'll drive around Kevin Harvick and back to the end of the field and be on the lead lap for his final run to the checker. See if he can pick up some of those spots that lie ahead of him.
We'll see what changes are made to the 29 of Brad Keselowski. See if he can stay up with that 2 of Kevin Harvick as they make their way on the access road and into the pits. We'll go back down into those pits with Ray.
Thank you, Rick. As I said, Brad Keselowski going to get a track bar adjustment. They'll raise that thing to try to loosen his truck up and help him roll through the center. He just said on the radio, I'm not terrible on the early part of a short run, so don't make too big of a change. Paul Wolf says track bar and a little bit of air for the 29. Adam?
Top of your screen, you see Kevin Harvick making what will be his final stop of the day, most likely. 4 tires and fuel. Crew Chief Ernie Cope said, don't wait on the fuel. We'll have enough to get there as soon as the drag jack drops. Take off. Bottom of your screen, Todd Bodine is in. He has had a solid day, rallying after a disappointing week last week at Iowa. He, too, will get 4 tires and fuel and a slight adjustment. Back down to Ray.
2 tire stop for Johnny Sauter. They're going to roll the dice here and try to get the track position.
Good is going to work for him, Ray. He ends up gaining 7 spots, comes out right behind Kevin Harvick.
There's a few guys that rolled the dice there, it looks like.